All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, following today's 37-21 loss to the Los Angeles Chargers, the New York Giants have now clinched their eighth losing season in the last 9 years. The Giants are well on their way to their seventh season in the last 8 years as well, where they've lost at least 10 games. Now, hands down, this is the worst stretch for the Giants since the 1970s, as this once proud NFL franchise has sunken into the abyss of the also rans. Honestly, this mess, and saying the word mess is understating it, but this mess falls solely into the lap of Giants co owner John Mara because for the last 8 or 9 years, we've seen John Mara have his Giants fire defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators. They showed Tom Coughlin, one of the most successful head coaches in the franchise history, the door. Then we saw them blame Eli Manning, and they showed him the door. The bottom line is we've seen coaches come and go. We've seen quarterbacks come and go. We've seen general managers come and go. But the bottom line is the narrative is still John Mara, and he has been there for this mess. He's the only person that has consistently been there for this mess. So obviously, this mess has to fall into his lap. Now, for the past 4 years, the Giants have had Dave Gettleman as their general manager, and of course, he was the guy that was supposed to come in here and reverse the fortunes of this franchise. He was supposed to be the guy that was going to fix the offensive line. He was supposed to be the guy that found the Giants' next franchise quarterback. He was supposed to be the guy that gave this team depth. And honestly, Gettleman has done none of that. You look at some of Gettleman's first round picks: Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and Dexter Lawrence, just to name a few. They have all not been able to make impacts. And of course, in the case of Jones, I've said it before and I will continue to say it. Daniel Jones should not have been a first round draft pick. Daniel Jones is not a franchise quarterback in the NFL. And I ask anybody out there, if you go back and watch Daniel Jones's career collegiately at Duke, what did you see that was going to translate to him having success, immense success at that at the NFL level? Not a lot. And when you have that situation, you don't take those guys in the first round. You don't darn sure don't take them sixth overall. And we are seeing right now with the Giants, and it is the telltale tale of any NFL franchise. When you miss early on in the first round on those picks, it sets your franchise back. When you don't find the right guy as your general manager in the NFL, it sets your franchise back. When you don't find the right head coach to lead your team, it sets your franchise back. And right now, the Giants are consistently missing on those. They're consistently missing on those key components of their team. And this is a big reason why the losing continues to happen. Joe Judge is in his second year as the Giants head coach. And, Joe Judge, he's a good rah rah guy. He's an old school meat and potatoes type guy. But the bottom line is, you're looking at it right now, and he just doesn't seem like to be the right guy for this organization as a head coach. And we've heard that too many times in recent years. You look at the Giants today, they went for a fake punt on fourth down, and we saw Riley Dixon completely airmail it. And this Giants team as a whole, they're an albatross. That's the best way to sum it up as far as what we're seeing out there. And getting back to Gettleman, he has put this team in salary cap purgatory. The Giants salary cap situation is not looking good for next year. And the problem is this: if you're going to be a bad team like the Giants are, you need to be a bad, inexpensive team. Don't be an expensive team like the Giants are that's probably going to be lucky to win six, maybe seven games to end this season. Getting back to Gettleman, the offensive line is terrible. The Giants don't have a franchise quarterback on their roster currently. I mean, we're seeing the likes of Mike Glennon, who is a career backup. Again, Mike Glennon, another former ACC quarterback at NC State. And what did you see out of him there that led you to believe that he was going to have success in the NFL? Not a lot. So to me, I think it's time, and the Giants are well overdue for this, to start over with a fresh face as their general manager, and they need somebody who can go out there and find the right people, whether it be scouts, whether it be assistant general managers, coaches, players, you name it, the right people to help turn this thing around for this organization. The Giants' offense is terrible, and it's been terrible for the last couple of years. And you look at today's game; it took a pair of garbage time touchdowns when the final outcome was well out of doubt. The Chargers basically were just already thinking about making their meal plans and post game plans when the Giants scored a pair of garbage time touchdowns, giving 21 points. But it was the first time since week number 5 where the Giants actually scored 20 points. That's abysmal. The defense for the Giants is okay, but they basically have to go out there and pitch a shutout week in and week out in order for this team to win. And of course, you cannot count on one element of your team to consistently carry you as the weeks progress. At some point, it's going to catch up to you. And at this point in the Giants, it already has. Um, the thing is with Gettleman, he's on borrowed time. And to me, the next general manager, and I feel like we've said this before, but the next general manager for the Giants must be a home run hire for Mara. And it's not just going to be a Mara decision because you've already heard the rumblings that Giants co-owner Steve Tisch is not thrilled with some of the moves that Mara has made or lack thereof, in recent years to turn around the fortunes of this franchise. But make no mistake about it, the Giants need to hit a home run on this next general manager hire. And I think they need to throw the buddy and familiarity narrative out of the window because sometimes the Giants want to keep it in house and their quote unquote family. Obviously, it's not working right now because obviously this family is not equipped to go out there and make the right football moves to get this organization turned around. If the Giants do get a new general manager, and I think it's very likely to happen, I don't see him mortgaging the future to make a trade for a player like Russell Wilson. And I say that because, we've heard the rumblings this offseason that, the Giants could make a move for Russell Wilson. The Giants have 2 first-round picks in this upcoming draft, and they're both going to be early. If the season ended today, they're picking fifth, and of course, they have another potential top 10 pick due to the trade with the Chicago Bears last year. But make no mistake about it, would he want to mortgage that future for a 30 plus something quarterback when this team as a whole is not close to contending? We'll have to wait and see on that. But if the season ended today, the Giants would pick fifth, and with a new general manager and a new head coach in place, would they want to go young at quarterback again with Kenny Pickett? Potentially. And I mean, Kenny Pickett to me is a better pro prospect than Daniel Jones was. You see the potential from a Kenny Pickett to have some success in the NFL. Now, if you're the Giants and you're looking at the other teams that are picking in front of you currently, if the season ended today, only the Houston Texans could be in the market for a quarterback. Now, with that said, if you're the Giants, would you be willing to trade up to get a Kenny Pickett? We'll have to wait and see. Of course, there's a lot of different scenarios that have to play out between now, the end of the regular season, the off season for next year, and of course the NFL draft. So many different scenarios. But first and foremost, the Giants need to find themselves a new general manager. The next head coach for the Giants, whomever that's going to be, he needs to find a way to develop a quarterback. And they also need a general manager that has an eye for talent. I cannot hit on that enough because the Giants, I've said it before and I will continue to say it, they are in desperate need of a culture change within their building because you need guys that hate to lose more than they enjoy winning. And the Giants don't have that right now. And the Giants also have guys that go out there and expect to lose. And when you expect to lose, you find ways to lose games. That's what the Giants are doing right now. You look at this team. I can't say that they overachieved last year because the NFC East was terrible. The NFC East is still not a very good division. It's just the fact that the Dallas Cowboys do have a good team and they're taking advantage of that. So the writing is on the wall that I could see the Giants potentially finishing in last place in this division. But I don't know what it's going to take for this team to turn it around. I'd want to say this season is rock bottom because if you're John Mara, You bringing out the 2011 Super Bowl champions, you bringing out Eli Manning to retire his number, you bringing out Michael Strahan to retire his number, that still couldn't save you from the boo birds from the fans because they are disgusted. So I don't know what it's going to take to turn things around for this franchise, but the bottom line is, the Giants, what can you say? They've hit a wall, and right now the wall is winning, and the Giants have to find a way to break through this by hook or by crook. But it all starts with getting a new general manager. Again, I can't harp on this enough. This next decision by John Mara is super important because if Mara misses on a general manager once again, it's going to set this franchise back once again. And in 5 years, we're still going to be having the same debate about the New York Giants as far as what are they going to do to turn around the fortunes of their franchise. So if you're Mara, you know that the writing is on the wall, that this is another lost season for your organization. You should be hard at work right now trying to figure things out. But the bottom line is the Giants not only have to find a way to compete, they also have to find a way to win and keep up in the National Football League. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. Also, there's a sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.